Each day a fledgling bird remains in its birth nest longer than it should is a day that the bird goes without strengthening its wings to soar high above the mountains. Similarly, each day I have remained under the roof of my beloved parents, even with the pure intention of serving them in their fragile years. I have done so at the expense of strengthening my own wings. Now, in this final year of life, I have realized how damaging my naivete and well-meaning intentions have been, not just for me, but also for my parents. Being the eldest of 3 sons, I have always felt the weight of my family's well-being on my shoulders, especially coming from a culture of honor that takes great pride in family name and legacy. While I had the chance to go to a top state university, which would have been hundreds of miles away from home, I have chosen instead to attend a private university that was merely 20 miles away. And while most of the kids at this private university were the benefactors of old money, I had to make my decisions at the mercy of no money. So instead of staying at the dorms and starting to spread my wings into young adulthood, I remained under my parents' roof and completed my formal education while having missed out on the more practical education of real life. Genuinely, I regret that. Not out of any disdain towards the only parents I will ever have, but more so because if I had leapt out of the nest earlier, I would have figured out so much more of life, would have become much more resourceful, and would have even been able to better financially provide for them, as I would have been able to take more risks. Adulthood is something that I should have grown into much earlier, ideally in my early teenage years as opposed to my late 20s, because to me, adulthood has never been about a particular age. Rather, it is a feeling of being fully in control of making life decisions, which cannot be done in the nest we were born in. And if I could redo my life, I would have not missed the chance to jump both feet into the deep waters of adulthood by leaving the city or perhaps the country that I grew up in, and allowed the survival instincts of 10,000 generations of my ancestors in my subconscious to guide me through this race of life.